Hi there everybody and welcome to my channel called Younique Art. So as promised, I was going to discuss the art timeline Ancient Art, which I'm going to be doing right now. So as discussed, I'm going to be doing the Ancient Art timeline. So the first art movement which starts in the art timeline is Prehistoric Art, which started in 40,000 BC to 4000 BC. It's considered the first human artistic representation, and the artworks which is famous is African rock art and also the French cave paintings of Lecoeur and Chauvet. The next art movement is the Stone Age movement, which was in 30,000 BC to 2500 BC. Okay, so they focused on cave paintings, fertility, goddesses, and megalithic structures, like the Stonehenge, if you're not familiar with that, is in the UK. Then the next art movement is Mesopotamian art. They focused on warrior art and narration in stone relief, or cuneiforms. That was the earliest form of writing. So they usually use this in order to communicate and in order to express art. So the next one we have is Egyptian art, which started in 3100 BC till 30 BC. So the focus they had was with art that focuses on the afterlife, such as pyramids and tombs, like the Great Pyramids, of course, and the Bust of Nefertiti, and the Sphinx, and so forth. Okay, the next art movement, which is in the timeline, is Ancient Greek art, which was also done in the Bronze Age. So it started in 3000 BC to 31 BC. So they focused on Greek idealism, balance, perfect proportion, architectural orders like Doric, Ionic, Corinthian, and Hellenistic. You would see they have artwork such as the Pantheon and obviously the Oracle of Delphi. So these are certain works that was in the ancient Greek art. Okay, next one is Nyan and Messenians art, which is also part of Greek art, but I put it separately because it started in a different. It started in 2000 BC to 1000 BC. So this focused on pottery, religion, hunting, and war. And this was done during the... So as I was saying before, it happened in the Bronze Age. The Messenians was in the mainland of Greece. They also did fresco paintings as well. The Nyan, it was based in Crete, which is another place also in Greece. And it had natural forms and flowing designs. It was less schematic and less life-like representation. And the Nyan was geometric decorative motifs with spirals and rosettes. It also featured terracotta figurines and so forth. So the Messenians, they had like vases decorated with bulls and birds, the shield fresco of Messenia and Messenian jugs and so forth. Okay, so the next one that's in the timeline is the Iron Age, which started in 1380 BC till 250 BC. So the Iron Age was part of Celtic art and Etruscan art. It was also part of the Greek Dark Ages, but we do not know much about the Dark Ages. Okay, so the Celtics was a small tribe in Central Europe. they used iron obviously to create swords and cups and shields. Okay, so the next art movement is obviously Celtic art, which started in 800 BC to 500 BC. So Celtic art, they made use of repetitive patterns, sorry about the pronunciation there, spirals, knots, foliage, and animal forms. The designs often show axial symmetry, and it slowly became part of the British Isles because they traveled a lot in Europe, but they eventually settled in British territory. So famous Celtic artworks was Staffordshire Morrisland's Pan or the Book of Kells. Those are some famous works. Etruscan art is the next art movement in the timeline, and that started in 700 BC to 500 BC. This art form was based in central Italy. It is also part of the Bronze Age. They did vivid wall coloring and wall painting, and they carved into bronze and terracotta to create sculptures. They also made intricate gold jewelry pieces and also distinctive black pottery known as bushero, inspired by the Greek potteries. And ideas came from the Phoenicians. So, as I was saying, the ideas came from the Greeks and the Phoenicians. And the Phoenicians, as you know, is also part of early writing of we can say it's actually part of typography. It's nothing to do with the art timeline. Okay, and then the next one we have is Indian, Chinese, and Japanese art, which is all Asian art, which started in 653 BC to 1900 AD. So obviously they had serene, meditative art and arts of floating walls and so forth. Japanese art, you get the Great Wave, the Japanese style paintings, the Chinese on paper style paintings. You get Indian is very colorful and vivid and bright and bold, so these lots of differences within the Asian art itself, but this started in 650 BC. Okay, and last but not least, in the art timeline movement is the Roman art, which was started in 500 BC to 476 AD. So Roman art focused on realism, practical, down to earth, used arches and so forth. And famous works is the Colosseum, and they also had the Pantheon, But as you can see within these timelines, there is similarities, such as the Egyptian, the Greeks, and Roman art. They have lots of similarities and so forth. But the other movements are very distinctive, and this is what ancient art is basically part of, and this is how art actually started. So the next video that I'm going to be doing is modern art. So I'm going to be talking about surrealism, cubism, futurism, resistance art, and so forth. So please do look out for part 2 of the art history timeline. And I will be putting notes also of this under my YouTube video. You can download it in a Word document, or you can just send me, or if you want the information, you can just send me a message and so forth, and then I will send you the Word document with all the Harvard referencing and so forth if you want to do research of your own. And I've seen there's a lot of views, and these people is actually liking and commenting now on the videos of my channel, so I do appreciate it. As I said before, this channel is for educational purposes, specifically for students and people who need the background information of art and so forth. So I'll see you guys again soon, and then I'll be having the video of modern art.